Good morning, family. Just another wonderful day in Los Angeles traffic. I never really told a story or anything before, so if this doesn't turn out well, guess what? I'll never do it again. We can call it Traffic Tales.
These are two freaky tales. These are tales that I tell so well.
It's a story about how I got shot. Yes, with a gun. Yes, with real bullets. Yes, with somebody who didn't like me and wanted to make sure that my heart wasn't beating anymore. It was year 2005. I just came back from war. Yes, United States Marine Corps. Raw. I just came back from war. Had probably been maybe a couple of weeks on Easter. Yes, Easter of all days. It was probably around like 11 o'clock at night. And we're having a party at my uncle's house, like me and my family do all the time for like holidays and stuff. So all my uncles were partying, drinking beer, having fun, and I was the only sober one. Yeah, me, the good nephew, the good son. And they're like, "Hey, Daniel, since you're the sober one, why don't you go get us some beer?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll go get you beer if you buy me ice cream." They're like, "Ice cream? Shoot, I don't care. I'll get you ice cream. Here's all the money." So I didn't want to go by myself. I called my cousin Brian over. At that time, he was only I think 12 or 13. I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna go to Ralph's. We're gonna go get some ice cream, and I'll get you ice cream, and then we're gonna get the uncles all beer. You down to go?" He's like, "Yeah, let's go." So it's like 11:30, 11:15. We mob on over to the Stowe. So we go into the parking lot, park the car, and there's nobody in the parking lot. So it's like not that many people there. And we're like, okay, whatever. I'm not even thinking of anything of it. So we get out the car, lock the car, and I'm walking up to the front of the store, which was Ralph's, okay? And there's a car parked right in the front. And then there's a girl standing next to the car, and there's a guy sitting on the hood. So I'm walking up, and this guy's looking at me all sideways like, right? Looking on me crazy like that. And then, since I came back from war, I wouldn't say I was the nicest person in the entire world, but I thought I was Mr. Billy Bad ASS, which I wasn't. But that's what I thought I was, okay? So I'm walking around the world like, I'm a war vet. I'm Billy Bad. Ain't nobody can touch me. I'm invincible. I can handle any situation. There's nothing in the United States that I can't handle. Well, I'm wrong. So I walk up to the store, and this guy's like, "What's up, fool? What are you looking at?" And I'm like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah, fool, what are you looking at?" So me, being a little youngster and not as mature as I am now, I'm like, "I'm looking at you. What?" And I walk over there, which I was very dumb. He's like, "Yeah, fool, you got a problem?" And I'm like, "No, do you?" And then my cousin's right next to me, and I really didn't notice him. And I'm thinking like, I'm gonna mob this fool up. I'm gonna handle some business, get my ice cream, get some beer, and get out of here. Now, keep in mind, I don't condone violence, and this is the wrong choice. People, learn from me.
Message.
Violence and fighting is not the answer. So I'm like, "What's up, fool?" I take off my Dodger hat, put my keys down. I'm like, "What's up? You want to handle this?" And then I see my little cousin to my left, and I'm like, what the heck am I doing? And then I had that little like angel on my shoulder who's like, "You know you shouldn't be fighting with your little cousin there. What type of example?" And then I have the devil on the other side, and he's like, "Get him, bro. You just came back from war. You're a Marine. You can handle him real quick. We'll go get the beer and ice cream and be out." And then the little angel's probably like, "You know, Jesus wouldn't like you fighting." And I was like, "You know what? I don't need to do this." I picked up my keys, picked up my Dodger hat. And I was like, "Fool, I ain't trying to mess with you. I'm just trying to get some ice cream for my family." And he's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought. Better walk into the store." So I guess my cousin, we walk into the store. I get the beer. I load that up. We go to the ice cream aisle, and I get me some Rocky Road. I pay for the Rocky Road. I pay for the beer. They check my ID. Me and my cousin are walking out of Ralph's. We walk out to the car. Again, my car is the only car in the parking lot. So I walk up, and I had one of those Scion XBs, the little box toaster looking things. I don't know why I bought that car, but hey, it was inexpensive and it got me to A and B. And so it's kind of high. So we open the doors of the back seat. I put the beer, I put the ice cream in there. Everything's good. Shut the back door. My cousin opens his side door, and I start to get into the car. Not a joke. Lo and behold, while I'm getting in my car, here comes suspect A, the guy who we saw in the front of the store, which I had a confrontation with, running from behind a bush with a revolver in his hand, running at us like slow motion. And I'm like, Ricky! Brian! That's my cousin's name, if I didn't introduce him. Yeah, that's my cousin's name. And I'm like, run! And all of a sudden you see him pointing the gun at me, and he's like, so I'm stuck. I look behind me, there's nothing I could run towards. The parking lot is empty, right? So I point for my cousin to run into the store, and he runs into the store. But the guy's still coming at me. I have nowhere to go. So what happens? This fool steady tries to kill me and shoots at me and running around my car. And I always describe it this way. He's running around my car, shooting at me like if, you know how back in the day when you wash your car with your girlfriend and you guys think you're all cute, you like run around with the hose and you're trying to like, you know, run around the freaking car. So that's how he was trying to freaking shoot me. But the good thing is, it wasn't a low car. It's like kind of how, like it's not an SUV, but it's high. So I'm like hiding and running around, ducking, dodging. He shoots out my windows. He's shooting into my car, trying to kill me. And then like everything paused. Like, you know, in the movies sometimes I like pause and like everybody's paused, but I'm the only one who's like walking and moving around. It was like that. And I says to myself, I said, self, you know, if you stay right here next to this car in this parking lot, you're fitting to die. And I'm like, well, I don't want to die. So what are you gonna do? So I says to myself, fool, you better run like you've never ran before. I'm gonna take a run for it to the store. Whatever happens, happens. So then I like snap my fingers and I'm back in it and I'm like, run! I'm not even thinking about this. I'm just running as fast as, you know, when you're scared or you're trying to get somewhere or you're like, get to the chopper! That's how fast I was running. Now, everybody's like, yo, Daniel, did you zigzag? Well, how did you run? Were you like trying to dodge and do like a football juke? Hell no. I was running straight, beeline, duck my head, and like run as fast as I can to the stove. So I'm like this, and then you hear this. You know this fool ain't no like sharpshooter or ain't no sniper or anything like that. I'm bending over running, and I hear it just feels like somebody freaking just punches me in the back of my shoulder, like super hard, and it throws it forward. Now, keep in mind, my head's ducked down and my shoulder's right here. So the round goes from the back out of the front of my arm, right? And then I have like a little bit of splatter right here. Now I'm thinking, oh my God, my next shot, right? While I'm still running when this is happening. So this is like all slow-mo. And I look down at my arm and there's just like chunks of like ground beef falling out, right? And I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm like, good, it's not my neck, it's my shoulder. So now keep in mind, I'm running for the front door of the grocery store. Still, full speed, Carl Lewis in the Olympics type status. So I'm running fast, boom, 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 boom. And then you know when you go to the grocery store, it's not like the doors are open, and it's not like you push the doors open. Like you walk up, the sensor sees you, and then slowly the doors open up, right? So I'm running full speed, and guess what happens? Yeah, so I run full speed, head first, into those automatic doors. The guy's still behind me trying to shoot me, and I still hear shots going off. So I'm running, and I'm like, squish my head right into the face, into the automatic doors, and then slowly the doors open, right? I run into the store, I'm like, call 911, and I see my cousin, he came in made a left, and he's like hiding under the like watermelons or vegetables, ducked down, and I'm like, stay there. I'm yelling into the grocery store, call the cops, call the cops. So what I do, I freaking run straight off to the back, into the warehouse room, hang a right, go all the way down. I find the bathroom, lock the door, and I get behind the brick wall. I don't know if he's like running around in the store looking for me. I don't know nothing. I'm like, my heart's beating. I'm like, what the heck? I've been all through war, overseas in the Middle East, and then like I come back here and I get shot by an American? And then I hear my cousin, he comes up to the door, he's like, hey, the guy's gone, they locked the doors, everything's okay. I came out of the room. This is not a lie. This is the exact truth. I look down at my arm and I see this big old hole in my deltoid, right? And the very first thing that I think of when I see my arm, because it was Sunday, it's Easter Sunday, as I look down at my arm and I go, damn it, I ain't going to the gym tomorrow. I swear to God, that's the first thing. I'm bleeding now, right? So I have a freaking gunshot room, and it doesn't burn. It doesn't do all that stuff like a lot of people say. This feels like the worst, like Charlie horse. It's bearable, but it feels like the worst Charlie horse you possibly like can feel. And I could like see from the back of my arm into the front, and there's a big old hole. The bullet just went in and it went out. And I find that the coast is clear. They called 911, so the ambulance is on the way. Marine like steps in, like training steps in. What do? I run over to the freaking aisle where freaking all the dang like first aid and band-aid, ripping open boxes, getting gauze, getting like the ace bandage, and I'm putting pressure on it and I'm wrapping it up. And then I can make a makeshift sling out of like one of the bandages, and I'm all like wrapped up, and then one of the stock boys is like, here, put this alcohol in it to make you feel to disinfect it. I'm like, I'm not putting straight rubbing alcohol on an open gunshot wound, right? I wrapped it all up perfectly like I learned, putting pressure on it to stop the bleeding, and then all of a sudden the ambulance comes, and they come up to me and they're like, who did that? I'm like, I did, sir. He's like, you did that? And I'm like, yes, sir, I wrapped it all up, sir. And he's like, okay, well, just get in the ambulance. My wife, my girlfriend at the time, she was at home. I left her and her family, with her party at Easter. I had to let her know, like, hey, I just got shot. Now, this is like back in 2003, I don't know, 2003, 2004, something like that. It's all blurred. And back then, we had those Nextels, so it had like those little chirps, you know, you'd be like, so that's what we had back then. So I'm sitting in the back of the ambulance, and then I hadn't talked to my girlfriend, wife now, but talked to my girlfriend for like an hour and a half, and she's like, hey, Daniel. I'm like, what? She's like, what are you doing? Where are you at? I'm like, I have something to tell you. She's like, what? I'm like, babe, I'm in the back of an ambulance. I just got shot. She's like, Daniel, stop joking around, because I'm a jokester and I do stupid stuff, as you probably know. And I'm like, no, seriously, I just got shot by some guy at the store. Here, talk to the ambulance driver. And she's like, hello? And the guy's like, yes, ma'am, we're gonna go to San Antonio Hospital and meet us there. Your boyfriend has been shot. I just want to confirm. She's like, oh my God. And then we went to the hospital. They take x-rays. No bone is hit. It went through and through. They gave me all these painkillers. I called my sergeant that I got shot. The whole family showed up, and then that's the story. Literally, I probably think it's probably one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. It opened my freaking eyes. Opened my eyes that, like, it don't matter how Billy Bad ASS you are, how good you could fight, how swole you are, how much of a ninja karate master you are. It don't matter when somebody has a gun or somebody's crazy. Because, I mean, I can handle myself, I can handle my own, but that didn't matter. Like, there's crazy people out in there. And sometimes the best thing to do when you have a confrontation is just to walk away.
Message!
Like, you don't always have to, like, stay there and fight. You know what I mean? So, I learned my lesson. Lesson of the day. Do not walk right or contribute to confrontation. Walk away, bro. Like, if I would just walked away, I wouldn't have got shot. I would have got the ice cream. and nothing would have been a problem. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the story. Hopefully it's not too long. If you didn't, I'll never do this again. But anyways, make sure you like, subscribe. Until the next Traffic Tales. Peace!